So the Taoiseach there as well, and the Lord Mayor of Dublin, Royston Brady, and the Taoiseach, all in the Ard Comhairle section, ready to enjoy the match. After all the hype, it's still a game of football. The only thing is, it's the most important game of football they'll play this year. It's for the Sam Maguire Cup. And so Armagh are led by their captain, Kieran McGeeney, bidding to make another little bit of history, because not too many captains in recent years have managed to take the trophy back to back. You've got to go back to the 60s to Enda Colleran of Galway in 1965 and 66 when he held on to the cup 2 years running, and then only the late John Joe O'Reilly, who led Cavan to their 1947 and 48 titles. He was the last captain of an Ulster team to win back-to-back Sam Maguire Cups. Tyrone, of course, today bidding to be the 19th county to have the honour of being football's All-Ireland champions. It's not that all 18 before them have won the Sam Maguire Cup. Indeed, it was presented for the first time, I think, 1928. Kildare beat Cavan, and three counties who are champions, or past champions, never had the honour of having Sam in their county in the year in which they were champions. They're Limerick, Tipperary and Wexford. But the record books still show they're among the 18 counties who've have had the honour, at least, of being named champions for that particular year. And you've got to go back, I think, to 1961 for the last time when you had a county having won the title playing against a county who have never done it. Then it was down against Offaly. That's
right, back in the time of Kevin Muss and Joe Lennon and those. And again, you know, I believe that was a time when they had a 90,000 crowd here when Down retained that title that year, Ger. But again, you know, a neighbouring county like Armagh are looking for immortality in putting back-to-backs All-Ireland. Interesting, earlier in the year, they looked to see how Cork went about winning their two in a row in 89 and 90. And again, I know they got a lot of help from Cork at that time, so it'll be interesting to see can they put that into effect.
Well, the one thing we haven't got so far, Martin, are predictions. Let's get some predictions now from our panel.
Thank you, Joe. We're going to start with Joe Brawley. Who's going to win the All-Ireland, Joe?
Well, I think that the first thing is that Tyrone want to accelerate out of the blocks the way they've done in every game, and Armagh's big thing in the first half will be to stop them, because Tyrone are great starters, Armagh are great finishers. If the game is in the balance in the last 10 minutes, Armagh's greater willpower and sort of composure will see them through.
Armagh for you?
I think so, as far as you can predict.
Yeah, well, I think Tyrone having a big advantage in speed, and they must be able to use that to win. But for today, I think it's an occasion for Tyrone. But Armagh are so cold. This is just a game to win, and I think if Peter is absent and Kieran Gurley's a problem, I think the balance of advantage has swung very much in favour of Armagh.
Two cautious nods for Armagh. Pat Spillane.
Well, we saw the intensity in the faces of the Armagh fellas, and they look like a bunch of fellas being lined up to be shot by an execution squad. That focus and that intensity to eke out a result today, it's Armagh, but we're hesitant for it.
They look like fellas, they're the guys who've got the rifles and are about to shoot down Tyrone. That's the view of the panel here. Ger, it's back to you.
Thank you very much indeed. Just one thing, Martin, looking through Armagh's campaign as champions, they were brilliant in the early stages of the league, then they faltered. They lost to Monaghan in round one of Ulster. That was it into the qualifiers. Got two handy games against Waterford and Antrim, and their best performance, I think, was against Dublin here at that stage in the championship. It has been said that they are there for the taking, but nobody's managed to take them yet.
Oh yeah, the Dublin game was the defining game, really. That's the game where they came good. And you know, speaking of Armagh, I used to love cowboy films when I was a child, and I used to love the one of the aging gunfighter who looked after his territory with the young hopefuls coming in. And Armagh remind me a little bit about that. You know, they're stubborn, they're kind of just looking at these young pretenders coming at them, and they want to be the last one standing. And quite honestly, I think Armagh just have that seriousness about them, that durability about them, that'll have enough to keep Tyrone in check to the final whistle.
It's a fascinating prospect, and the drama now to be played out between now and 5 o'clock. They've met in the championship course in each of the last 3 years. This is the fourth year on the trot that they're meeting in the championship. Armagh with 2 victories, Tyrone with 1, and there was a draw as well. And there's not an awful lot to choose between them in terms of the recent record. They know one another so well. You were mentioning Moy a little while back. And Moy is magnificent. It's the most beautiful village not too far from Benburb. I was there on Wednesday, and there's a lovely old taxi in the middle of Moy, and it's all painted in red and white, and it just says taxi for Maguire. And you walk down through the village, and it's all red and white and colourful and good-natured, and people are enjoying the fun and the build-up. And then you go to the other end of the village, and it's Kieran McGeeney's territory. It's Armagh. And there's an orange hall, in fact, up on the hill. I think it's Miller's Hill, I think it is. Well, the flags are everywhere. They're all orange and white and red and white. And it's all just part of the build-up, that it's so exciting and people have been enjoying it. Let's hope they can enjoy the game now.
Yeah, for the participants, it's such a celebration of Irish life. It's such a celebration of their cultural identity, in particular the teams from the north of from Northern Ireland. And this is life or death stuff for these guys out here today, you know. And let's just hope, Jared, that the positive mood prevails. The positive mood that's in the ground, the positive mood that was around the ground and in the town all morning. And again, the thing that I'm looking to see, can Tyrone replicate the first 20 minutes of their game against Kerry and blitz Armagh? That would be fascinating to see.
What do you make of this? They are just single-minded. Kieran McGeeney and his team have stayed behind the band up to this point here. Tyrone broke and have gone for further stretches over there. Cormac McAnallen doing a little run here and there. 13 there is Enda McGinley. He'll be the extra man round about midfield, trying to build up and gain possession for Mickey Hart's team. His first season in charge, and it ends here in Croke Park on All-Ireland final day, along with Father Gerard McAleer and Paddy Talley.
Yes, it's such a craving for respect, actually, with Armagh. They want to be respected. They want to get this 2 in a row, to be put alongside all the greats of the past. And again, not a single detail has been left untouched. And the man on the right there, as we look at, Joe Kernan, has orchestrated it so well over the last couple of years.
He's been a wonderful success as coach, as a player. He was a very fine player for Armagh. Played in the 1977 final against Dublin and was Armagh's leading scorer on the day with 2 goals and a point. And now it's the turn of the Celtic tenors to take centre stage for the playing and the singing of our own Navian.
Our own Navian will be played by the combined Artane bands, and all patrons are asked to please join the Celtic tenors in the singing of our national anthem.
Celtic tenors and 80,000 tenors and sopranos singing our own Navian with some gusto. It's going to be Tyrone who will play from left to right in the first half. The build-up is wonderful. Armagh still in a huddle, refusing to break. Final words perhaps of inspiration. What more can they say? What more can they do? Tyrone just want to get on with it. Darkening clouds over Hill 16. The weathermen got it absolutely right. Weathermen and women got it absolutely right. They said it would be bright earlier on in the day, a little bit overcast after that, and a threat of a shower. Let's hope it doesn't materialize. The pitch has a lovely covering of grass, a little bit of tendency to cut up on the far side ever so slightly during the minor match, which, in case you've joined us late, was drawn between Dublin and Laois. And greetings now to all of our viewers around the world watching this, and to the Irish troops in Kosovo. And their chaplain there is Father Owen Tyne, and Conor O'Hagan for Armagh is one of the supporters hoping for a victory for the men in orange and white. Wherever you're watching it, hope you enjoy it. All spaces taken up. Capacity 79,500, same as last year. Armagh from right to left. Match referee is Brian White. He's the 5th Wexford man to referee, a senior football final. He lives in Clonmel. Some switches in the Armagh team with Diarmuid Marsden and Ronan Clark making a switch, but it's the start of the 114th All-Ireland football final. And straight away it's Tony McEntee in midfield, held in possession. Free kick taken by Kieran McGeeney, nicely ahead towards Oisin McConville. They hold it up there for Philip Loughran to strike. Just a little bit wayward, however. But he's a very busy man in midfield, does an awful lot of work alongside Paul McGrain.
Yeah, the last game actually against Donegal, his shot selection was very poor at times as well. Funny enough, from the same position.
Yeah, Loughran has gone to right half forward, and Tony McEntee is involved in the switch as well, out towards midfield alongside Paul McGrain. But it's Tyrone who break. Once again, it's Philip Jordan here. Heavy knock, free in. Straight away, Tyrone are protesting. Sean Kavanagh going into the referee, Brian White, there to say, are you going to take some serious action about that? But it was a good burst forward by Philip Jordan, who'll appreciate that his primary task is to defend. And there was some holding inside. And you can see that Andrew McCann has been indicted. A foul on Brian Dooher. And Santa Claus is here a bit early. Mind you, he is supporting the Armagh cause. That's going to get hot between now and 5. It gives Peter Canavan a chance to open the scoring. 20 metres out. He's done exactly that. An easy one. Critical decision made there against Andrew McCann for the foul on Brian Dooher off the ball.
Yes, and anybody who knows Brian White's style knows that he always has an eye open for whatever is happening off the ball, in particular for holding it that's going on off the ball, and that time Dooher was being held. Good call.
And Andrew McCann, who used to play for Tiernan Og in Armagh City, now plays for Leixlip and plays in the maroon and white of that club. Semi-finalist in Kildare this year. Struggling over there is Kevin Hughes. Good attack here by Armagh. Inside towards John McEntee. On the left boot, it's over. Great attack, great finish by John McEntee. And the teams are level. Still at the settling down stage. This was a lovely fluid move, good attacking pace shown by Armagh, and a great finish by McEntee. You can see that Philip Loughran, who switched into right half forward, was involved in the build-up, but no question about the finish. Exquisite. Here comes Aidan O'Rourke, the wing-back, bad ball, straight at Gavin Devlin. Out towards Sean Kavanagh, an early candidate for Young Player of the Year in football. Dragged down, free kick. Doing the dragging there was Paul McGrain. Brian Dooher looking like he wants to take the free kick quickly, but opting in the end to leave it for his team captain. This is just outside the 45-metre line. Inside towards Brian McGuigan, a flu victim in the last couple of days, taken on O'Rourke, back to Peter Canavan once again. Canavan leaving it there for Cavlin, and that's a very fine shot indeed, and it's over the bar. So 3 attacks producing 3 points, but significantly 2 of them for Tyrone. And the pass from Canavan back to Cavlin, making it 2 points to 1.
That was a wonderful assist that time from Canavan, and look at that for a skyscraper. Such a handsome point from out in the wing. Great score, confirming Cavlin's form this year.
Remember the brilliant start he made against Kerry, and notice that Armagh significantly are kicking the ball down the centre and keeping it away from the wing, where Cavlin was a real menace, catching an awful lot of early ball in the semi-final. This time the referee indicts Diarmuid Marsden, 65 metres out, and Canavan went down trip that time. Marsden is ticked for his troubles. Crowd gets really excited. Tyrone up the free kick, Dooher taking it. Nicely laid inside there for Enda McGinley. McGinley in an attacking role, but he's badly miscued this one under the pressure from Tony McEntee. It was a chance.
Well, certainly the early trend is very, very encouraging. 3 or 4 minutes gone, 3 scores, and a very fluent game to date.
Interesting the way they've changed the shape of the team around. Tony McEntee, as anticipated, isn't around midfield, but McGinley had played more direct and more forward. Here's Kieran McGeeney, switching it down. There's towards McDonald. Stephen McDonald What a wonderful year he's had. Nicely played inside, intelligent ball inside for Oisin McConville from the position where he scored a goal against Kerry in last year's All-Ireland final, looking for another. He's put it wide, and it hasn't even gone wide. He's missed it very badly. Swept up by Ryan McMenamin, out as far as Kevin Hughes. Should have been a goal there. Great chance for Armagh. But it's still Tyrone who lead by just a point. Owen Mulligan back towards Gavin Devlin. Taking it back again here is Brian McGuigan. Surrounded by Armagh players, and the referee was in having a right good look at things. It comes back out to John McEntee, a point scorer already. Lengthy ball inside. Was there a push that time? There was, by Ronan Clark, free out. Clark is playing inside at full forward. Francie Bellew down injured, 20 metres out from his own goal line. Play continues. Sean Kavanagh. Mulligan's come deep. Laid off well here towards Kieran Gourley, about whom there was so much doubt before the match because of injury. Jared Cavlin nicely ahead towards Brian McGuigan. McGuigan ready to take on the other number 11. John McEntee stumbling. Still they get it forward and then lose it and lose their way. Andy Mallon, 20-year-old. Bad ball to space. Philip Jordan again. Another threatening move by Armagh, and Jared Cavlin just holding up the point of the attack. Good ball inside towards Peter Canavan. Surrounded again by the backs. McEntee back there, trying to be disciplined, and the referee's going to throw the ball up. Referee is right up close to the play at all times. Very vigilant. Referee, of course, based in Clonmel, although he's a native of County Wexford. That's caught by Paul McGrain and then lost. The referee has whistled. Free to the men from the Orange County. At the other end here, this was the move forward by Diarmuid Marsden. It was Marsden and not McConville who was going through that time. This is McEntee. Jersey pull, John McEntee's jersey hauled back, and it's going to be a free kick and a ticking. And the number 15 of Tyrone registered by the referee, that's Owen Mulligan. McEntee taking his time going into this one, playing a bit of soccer in Croke Park. And the challenge came in from Sean Kavanagh.
Yes, just going back actually to that miss actually by Diarmuid Marsden. Both Conor Gormley and Enda McGinley really did very well in the defensive set. And this time, okay, I think McEntee certainly took a right rattle. I think it was from Sean Kavanagh.
There was a certain casual nature to the build-up there. Thought they might have added a little bit more pace.
Well, he wouldn't be the Formula One player of Gaelic football now. He's a very, very casual mover, but a beautiful striker of a ball.
Back there you can see Francie Bellew and Owen Mulligan just having a word or two. This time it's Oisin McConville. Good deep ball in. Ronan Clark trying to keep it in play, but all in vain. And that's going to be a kick out to Tyrone. Yet to find his best form, I think, Ronan Clark this year. Had a very good season, was named Young Footballer of the Year at the end of 2002. He finished with 2 goals and 19 points last year. And it's a share of the bottle time at the other end. John Devine, who will be playing in the under-21 final against the Dubs in a week's time at Navan. Fisted down by McEntee. Diarmuid Marsden racing after it. Well controlled, however, by Conor Gormley. They feed it out as far as Kieran Gourley. Gourley in full flight. Handled by Mallon, not controlled, however. Needs McGeaney. Trying to brush aside the challenge of McGuigan. Taking it up here is Stephen McDonnell. Way back there with Aidan O'Rourke. McDonnell again, but he's very deep in his own half of the field. It spills away to Cavlin. A real hit and hope one. McGuigan's in under it. Couple of Armagh backs. Comes back out to Tony McEntee. Wrestled there by Enda McGinley. Once again, the style of the McEntees. This time it's Tony. Jersey pull. Gets it away to Stephen McDonnell. They build up on the halfway line. Decent kick in, but should be the goalkeeper's, and is John Devine in his 9th championship match. Ryan McMenamin building once again. It's fisted ahead well towards Kevin Hughes of Tyrone. Taking up the attack here is Kieran Gourley, and he knew from the minute it left his boot that it was going nowhere. Hopelessly out over the sideline. Mind you, Oisin McConville was close for comfort.
Yes, I think in order to try and confuse one another, both teams have actually changed their style slightly from the semi-final. Tyrone are playing the game out a little bit longer, and the inside line of Armagh are without Stephen McDonald, who seems to be playing as the roving corner forward at the moment.
And just as you speak, he's switched directions and gone back in on Cormac McAnallen, so it's all changed, Martin. Dooher, along with Kieran Gourley. Brian McGuigan, and there's a player on the deck, and it's Mulligan, free in. And it's going to be Francie Bellew who will be spoken to about that. I think they may well have identified Francie Bellew as a player who could be in difficulty against Mulligan, and if they play the early ball in and leave it one-on-one between the two, I think Tyrone may feel that an advantage may accrue their way.
Yes, and notice where actually Mulligan is playing against Bellew. He's playing against him right in front of the goals, not out in the corner, but he's taking him in front of the goals where to get maximum advantage out of any indiscretion that Bellew will commit.
So Francis Bellew is on a yellow card. Mulligan, by the way, got ticked earlier on, but it's a free in to Peter Canavan, and it's second point coming up for him. No mistake. So a very useful start for the Red Hand County. Tyrone leading 3-1. But as you say, each side trying to change the structure of their team and outfox the opposition. Enda McGinley playing as a normal number 13, corner forward. Deep on occasions, but right now he's up there in front of goal. Here he is, taking on Andy Mallon. There was a hefty belt there. A couple of players down injured. Referee holds up the play. And Tony McEntee is the Armagh player, and Enda McGinley is the Tyrone man involved. It really was quite a shoulder, quite a collision. And as Kieran McGeeney was ready to take the ball away and sweep it downfield, quite correctly, the referee halted the play.
That was one shuddering tackle actually between the two of them. I think, I'm not sure if they took rattles to the head or not, but just watch this. McGinley comes in. Oh yes, their heads collided, so it wouldn't be surprised if one or other of them have to come off for treatment.
Well, this is a bit of argy-bargy there involving Enda McNulty and Philip Jordan.
Yeah,
Brian McGuigan there as well with Kieran McGeeney.
Yeah, but to actually give credit to both sets of players, many people had anticipated a very fractious encounter, but so far there has been a good level of discipline exerted by both teams.
And tactics are very, very much in evidence.
Yeah, one thing, Gerard, too, we normally laud the Armagh team for the quality of their kickouts that they normally find their players. Today, the old Raiders seems to be out of sync a little bit because they're losing a lot of their kickouts, which is unusual for them.
So a fair old hold-up here as Tony McEntee gets attention. And the Armagh, or the Tyrone player who's involved, Enda McGinley. Neighbouring counties, great rivalry. They know one another so well. And those are the ingredients, of course, of the 2003 Bank of Ireland football final. It's come down to this, the 65th game. Well, it's a physical contact sport, and that's what gives it a large measure of its attraction for so many people, and you're going to get belts like that.
You will, and it was fair shoulder to shoulder. It's just that the follow through, both their heads collided with one another, and I wouldn't think there was anything poisonous in the intent of either player in that case.
And credit the referee for realising straight away that there could be a problem and halting proceedings. Play restarts. O'Rourke held up, and a free for Aidan O'Rourke and for Armagh. Straight away giving it to his captain, Geezer. Captain fantastic from an Armagh point of view. Now plays for the Fianna. Oh, it's a terrible ball straight to Kaplan. Jared Kaplan up towards Mulligan. This time the bounce deceiving him, and it's Francie Bellew who takes it away. Andy Mallon and O'Rourke available. Now the object of the exercise to try and keep it in play, and Philip Loughran out of luck. Nice, very nice indeed. And we've spotted you. Here comes Philip Jordan. Nice ball inside here. Won back by the midfielder Sean Kavanagh, who loves to attack. Inside to Owen Mulligan from Cookstown. Back once again towards Kavanagh. Another hefty knock, but more frontal on this occasion. And the referee deciding it's going to be a free in. Protest as long as they will, but Tyrone get the call their way. The referee explaining it away to Kieran McGeeney. And completely nonplussed is Tyrone's team captain Peter Canavan. 3 kicks. This the third coming up. This can be point number 3. Well, he's put 3 between them. All of his points coming from frees. Jared Kaplan getting the other point for Tyrone, against just 1 for Armagh and John McEntee. It's 13 minutes now since Armagh has scored. And the champions' kick-out once again has gone astray to Jared Kaplan. Laid along the line here. Inside towards Brian McGuigan, ready to take on McGeeney, taking him on in some style. And cracking it beautifully over. But it all came from that horrible kick-out by Paul Hirty. It's something that Joe Kernan, I'm sure, has noticed. Is on his feet straight away, having words with his goalkeeper. 5-1.
Yes, and McGeeney's going through a wobbly patch at the moment. 2 bad passes, and that time skinned by McGuigan, and a wonderful shot. McGuigan already beginning to put his imprint on the game.
Do you ever get the feeling you've seen this before in the semi-final? Tyrone v Kerry.
That is true. It's the same actual score nearly, Ger. After 90 minutes that day was 6-0. Okay, it's 5-1 now.
Kevin Hughes to Mulligan. He's causing problems, getting out ahead of Bellew the whole time, taking on O'Rourke this time. It spills away, out as far as Oisin McConville. Holds it for McEntee. Referee is, well, I thought he was whistling because McEntee was taking his time about it. Great ball down. Gathered in well here by Diarmuid Marsden. An enterprising one in. MacDonald's around. Gavin Devlin trying to snuff it out. Still MacDonald on his left boot and over. Well, that underlines the danger that is Stephen MacDonald. Will he end up being Footballer of the Year? He's brought Armagh to within 3 points after 17, nearly 18 minutes of the first half. Difficult to hold on to. You can see 2 Tyrone players alongside him, beat a third and lobbed it over.
Yes, I admired the predatory instincts that time of MacDonald. Seemed to be beaten again. Great instinct. Up and it just fires the ball over the bar without looking.
Wonderful persistence by MacDonald. Great catch. Beautifully done. Now the gaps open up in the Tyrone back line. Clark laying it inside here. O'Rourke drumming through. Still Aidan O'Rourke go beyond Marsden. And an easy one for Gourley to take and kick away from danger. Anywhere will do. But he's kicked with accuracy, in fairness to him, to Kevin Hughes. What a miss at the other end. A couple of goal chances coming Armagh's way. Here's Dewar. Pace of the game picking up again. Great intensity to it. He's dragged down. Free kick. And Brian White's been busy. Paul McGrain gets the ticking this time. Jared Kaplan wants to take the free kick, but his captain's come out once again. I think he's first everything.
Yes, and just at the far end, that was an awful waste of quality possession by Armagh. They had the overlap that time and a goal on.
The master into the pupil. Mulligan trying to lay down for McGinley. Wasn't taken down. Still has the opportunity. Lays it off to McGuigan, trying to go through somehow. Good defence by Armagh, but it comes out again towards Kavanagh and he's kicked it wide. Sean Kavanagh had the goal there. Open, waiting, inviting. And he's missed it. Goal chances at either end. Sheer persistence here as McGuigan tried to steamroll his way through. It came out to Sean Kavanagh, the man who'd love to be an attacker, but he's better off in midfield. And there, he demonstrated why with this horrid finish.
Yeah, and again, credit the vision of McGuigan that time to give it to Kavanagh, but Kavanagh will certainly rue that. That was a gilt-edged chance missed.
Not to worry, I won't get into the highlights. Here's Tony McEntee. Great run. Still McEntee laying it off well to Oisin McConville. off the post, waiting for it, collecting it is Conor Gormley. Great excitement, great pace. Brian Doer in trouble, recovers, not fouled. Back out from his fullback, Cormac McAnallen. Out here to Ryan McMenamin, sent away there is Philip Jordan. Good pace this time by Jordan, peeling to his left was McGuigan, taking them all on. O'Rourke's his marker. Out it comes once again towards Jared Cavlin. High up into the sky, plenty of Armagh players there. It's 4 against 1, the one being Mulligan. Hearty gets there first. And Armagh can breathe a sigh of relief. 5-2. Could be a couple of goals in this match. None so far. Ronan Clark bypassing McConville. Lazily forward by John McEntee. What a lovely play outside to McDonald. Sells a dummy, waits for support. It's McEntee. Such elegance. Gets it the second time, feeds it forward. It was intended there for Oisin McConville, but they just couldn't quite hold on. But ominously, Armagh are creating chances.
Yeah, but wonderful defending that time with Tyrone. So many bodies around the player with the ball.
Sean Kavanagh for Hughes, just waited for the bounce, came into him neatly against Aidan O'Rourke. Can Mulligan keep this one in against Bellew? Still manages to do so. And then the linesman on the far side, who's Paddy Russell, former All-Ireland final referee from Tipperary, signalling Armagh's possession. Here's Enda McNulty from the Ballyboden club here in Dublin. There was a check and it's going to be a free down for Joe's team. Peter Canavan has been ticked for that. We can look at it again here. Canavan approaching, Enda McNulty. Well, McNulty stayed on his feet and didn't make a meal out of it.
Yeah, again, I think it was a head clash between the two of them.
Kick deep, falling bodies there, in onto the backs. Well, it's Dermot Marsden who has engineered something for Armagh here, a free kick about 22 metres out. And a chance for Oisin McConville to get his first of the day. He's had a great last couple of years, last 5 years really, with Crossmaglen Rangers and with Armagh. Regularly at Croke Park in major matches, looking for his second medal. And he's got his first point of the day from the free. Eating into the Tyrone lead, only 2 between them. A day for everybody here. 5 points to 3. Fans having lots to cheer about. A couple of moans as well with those goal mouth misses, but it's all part of the chemistry of a football final.
Yeah, but there's great fluency there, Ger, so far, and great, excitement at both ends of the pitch.
Cavlin has switched across to the right-hand side of the Armagh forward line, beaten this time, however, by Paul McGrain. 2 against 1, neatly taken in, and 1 very convincingly by Conor Gormley. They get it out towards Kevin Hughes, the midfielder. Smooth as you like, out to Philip Jordan. Chasing back there is John McEntee, the number 11, coming into picture. Kavanagh, referee, has noted the player going down injured. Philip Jordan's down. The referee might have a word with Philip Loughran about that. Notebook's out, he's been checking the numbers.
Yes, he could be in trouble this time, Ger, because he definitely took him with a late tackle to the head.
It's yellow. So that's 2 yellow cards against Armagh players, Francie Bellew and now Philip Loughran. They knew they were going to be into a very, very tough, tight situation here in this final. That's the way it's turning out to be. So much at stake. Can Armagh retain Sam Maguire? Can Tyrone win it for the first time? Paddy McKeever is being prepared and ready to come in, so there's going to be an Armagh change almost immediately. Peter Canavan to kick for Tyrone, and the captain kicks and he puts it over the bar. 4 frees taken, 4 points for the captain. Is this to be the day when Peter the Great will get his hands on the elusive All-Ireland medal? He's made it 6-3.
Number 14, Dermot Marsden, has been replaced by number 19, Paddy McKeever.
it's going to be a blood substitution, I gather. So McKeever is on. And Diarmuid Marsden is the one who has made way momentarily, assuming they can do a quick stitch-up job. Paul Hearty's kick-out's a great deal better this time, but still mopped up by Kevin Hughes. Good primary possession taken in midfield, and then it's fouled. Free kick. Gavin Devlin to kick it. Man who was out for 12 weeks, but significantly, once he was available again, Mickey Hart put him straight back into the team. Such is his importance. Enda McGinley taking on McGeaney. The Max in action. It spills loose. Tony McEntee releasing it outside. Good pace, good movement, and it's the blood substitute Paddy McKeever, who was very unlucky in the book of many people not to have started the match. He was the one who scored the goal, which didn't count, resulted in a penalty in the semi, which Oisin McConville converted. John McEntee kicking it into space, and there was a push. And the push is by Oisin McConville, free out to Tyrone. 26 minutes gone, Tyrone by 3 points, but it's anybody's match. Ryan McMenamin setting it away once more. They hold it up for Sean Kavanagh from Moy. Nice play. Jared Cablin once again. Mulligan has come very deep. Holds on to it, spills away from him, and then just ran away at the last possible moment. Down for young Ronan Clark, and he loses his concentration. So let's get some word from the sideline now, and let's get some comment from Kevin McStay.
Sure, just to say that at this stage of the early proceedings, Philip Loughran is really on a tightrope from Armagh. I can tell you he's getting a lot of attention here from the sideline official Paddy Russell. He's got a yellow, and he's really is banging into guys. He's really got to watch himself.
Thanks indeed, Kevin. Back in the centre, it's Oisin McConville. Linking up there, Andy Mallon. McEntee ahead here towards McConville again. Down he goes. Kevin Hughes this time the guilty party. Free kick taken by John McEntee. Here's Philip Loughran. Stephen McDonnell instinctively kicking. Quick look at the target. That is a brilliant point. He didn't give himself an extra second to look at the target. He just took it in his stride, and in one sweeping movement with great confidence and accuracy, he struck it between the posts.
That's an exceptional score, Ger. Going away from goals, taking the ball, not looking at it and curling it back over the bar. That is some score. 2
kicks at the target, 2 points for Stevie McDonnell, 6-4. An intriguing final. It was always likely to be. And those portents of doom you were hearing about a few weeks back, about this being an awful battle that nobody was going to watch. Forget it. It's been exciting, thrilling on occasions. Here comes Enda McGinley. Good run through. McGinley's played it to McGuigan, gets it back. He was trying to link up with Mulligan, breaks away. Good defensive play here, and they get it away to Enda McNulty. Now it comes towards John McEntee for the champions Armagh. This was going to be the Ulster final that everybody was going to be looking forward to, but of course Armagh couldn't get beyond Monaghan in round 1. Instead of it being the Ulster final that everybody wanted, it's the All-Ireland final. McEntee back to Ronan Clark, trying to dodge around Brian Doer. Haven't seen many of his mazy runs so far. Comes back out to Stevie McDonnell, who's hot. This time he was just put off, I think, and it's gone badly wide.
Yes, there's such flexibility on both sides. If you just look at this time, a lovely pass from McGuigan, reverse pass to McGuigan, overplaying it, over elaboration probably cost him. But look at the number of players back there, and including Stephen McDonnell,
Jared Cablin. Tyrone again, trying to lay siege to the Armagh defence. Brian Doer. We'd expected him to be doing the running job, which he's so good at. It's part and parcel of his game, just taking on opponents.
Well, he is everywhere, the real marathon man out there, but he's not getting on the ball that often.
Peter Canavan, man who takes the freeze. Going for distance. It was intended to lob in over the back, Andy Mallon, and on for McGuigan, but it was well read by Francie Bellew. Here comes Andrew McCann. Nice turn, back to McCann again. A purposeful build-up by Armagh, nothing just kicked away. They were waiting for that perfect pass. Finally angled across beyond Philip Loughran. Ronan Clark outside of the boot. Ryan McMenamin in there, jumping with McDonnell. It's quite a match-up between McMenamin and McDonnell. And Tyrone get away with it this time, and it comes out to Sean Kavanagh in midfield. 5 minutes to the break, plus a bit of stoppage time because of the injuries. McGinley. Here's McGuigan. He's left it behind to Andy Mallon. This time last year, Andy Mallon was up at Hill 16 watching it, supporting his county. Today, part of the action and going down under the weight of the challenge there. Cormac McAnallen. That's Kieran Gourley as well to the left-hand side. But the referee is going to call across Cormac McAnallen. First of the Tyrone men to incur the wrath of referee Brian White, and it's yellow. 3 yellow cards, first half.
Yeah, it must be said, defensively both teams are on top, and in fact the over-elaboration that maybe Tyrone are indulging in at the moment is really to their cost, because they're running up against a brick wall in the Armagh defence, and at the other side again, I must say defensively Tyrone seem to be coping quite well because so many Armagh players are funneling back the pitch.
Free kick to be taken by McConville. This is McKeever. Bad ball into space, easily mopped up by Kevin Hughes, bounces it a couple of times. Outside to Jared Cavlin, the return pass for the number 8. An attempted drag down doesn't come off, thankfully. And the advantage is with Tyrone. Back to Canavan, who stayed loose in the middle, ready to take on 2 men, looking to lay it off to McGuigan. Still 6 points to 4 in Tyrone's favour. They look to put 3 between them. McGuigan taking on the other number 11, John McEntee, going down this time. The referee says that McGuigan was fouled. I have to say, I think he threw himself down.
Yes, he definitely conned Brian White that time. He threw himself. John McEntee got the hand across him, certainly, but I do think it was he made the most of it.
Just watch. He was still stumbling. Finally, he went down. I think he knew what he was after, which was a free kick.
Yeah, and significantly, actually, Peter Canavan is down at the moment, holding that damaged ankle, so he may not be able to run the course.
Will he take the free? He doesn't need to. They've got other players who can kick it. Anything but 100% fit. They were saying beforehand, he's starting the match. We can guarantee you that. And it's a case of how long he last. Armagh's goal kicker was down on his hands and knees for a moment there, Paul Hearty. He's okay, referee's got in to check. It's going to be a free kick to Tyrone. Hearty shakes his head. Canavan will kick, 25 metres out. And he's got another 5 points. The man who once got 11 points in the All-Ireland final back in 1995. Wasn't enough. Dublin went on to win. He got 11 out of 12 that day. This is what happened here again just a little while back. Watch Mulligan on the goal line and Hearty.
All a little bit of a provocation and maybe Hearty making the most of it, but Mulligan needs to watch himself.
He's already on a ticking. The umpire didn't seem to really know what to do, whether it was a reporting offence or what. Stephen O'Neill is coming on. Yeah. And it's going to be Brian McGuigan who's going off. He's been a flu victim in the last couple of days. Hasn't been himself, mind you. He made 1 or 2 good runs and then took a bit of a dive, I think, for that last free kick, which resulted in a point. So Stephen O'Neill is in. Man who played well in the semi-final when brought in early for Peter Canavan against Kerry. Armagh, the champions, 3 points down. But if it's a tight second half and there's not much between them, you'd nearly be putting your money on the men in orange and white. Paddy McKeever. McCann, back to McKeever again. Very expressive. McGeaney. O'Rourke kicking it in well. Intended once again for Ronan Clark, but this time it beats him for pace. His marker is Conor Gormley. Not quite on his game.
No, I think also, Jared, the ball going in there, a lot of the players are finding it difficult to actually read the flight in the sun, and I think that's what happened initially that time. Clark was late to see the ball as it came to him. But it must be said, just in general, the game has kind of tapered off a little bit. Tyrone have only scored 1 point, I think, from play in their forward line. It's been left to Canavan to score get most of their scores. And again, without McDonald, it's kind of 2 points. Armagh will be a little bit disappointed.
Armagh have it back once again with Stevie McDonald. That one is kicked wide. So once again, let's get some more news from the sideline from Kevin McStay. Kevin.
Just to say, Jared, that they've now changed off Mulligan. They put McNulty in on him in the full-back position, taking Francie Bellew out. And I can tell you they've just continued the same pushing and shoving, handbag stuff that's been going on for the first 25-30 minutes of the game.
OK, in scoring chances so far, Armagh shading at 11 scoring chances to 9. No goals. We've had opportunities, but it's 7-4. So we're now into added time. 2 minutes of added time to be played. Paddy McKeever turning around, and in fact it's Ronan Clark who kicks, and he's kicked to the right, and he's kicked it wide.
Yeah, he's had a disappointing game so far. Very, very ineffective, actually. They're in the full forward position where he kind of thrived so much last year against Moynihan.
Well, it's 6 wide so far for Armagh, and that's going to have to be taken again.
Yeah, that's actually should be. He took the ball inside the 20-metre line, and definitely the referee, I think, should have given a different decision to that.
John Devine here has really taken his opportunity this year. They say he's a great talker. He's only 19 years of age, but he talks to his backs the whole time and shouts out the instructions. Not a great kick, comes to Aidan O'Rourke. Missed by MacDonald. Tyrone swarming around their own half-back line. Lots of bodies back there. And appeals for a free kick, which the referee has given. Cormac McAnallen, the player, is down. MacDonald being spoken to. And the referee has noted the number, and MacDonald gets a ticking. But it's curious the way Armagh have tried to freshen up their attack in this particular final. Just tried to bamboozle Tyrone, who would have been expecting a particular style of game. Here's Stephen O'Neill. Nicely forward. Kavanagh missed the goal chance earlier. McGill is in. He's got Canavan, and he's kicked it off the goalkeeper's legs, and it's over the bar. McGinley was the one coming through. He will take the credit, but there was a goal chance there right at the end of the half, because Canavan was waiting inside. Paul Hearty made a good save. Canavan might have had a goal. He's got 5 points, all from frees. He's lost at the pace in spite of the pain he must be suffering from that ankle injury. And Tyrone are waiting outside the entrance to the dugout. There they go now, in with Armagh. It's been played in a very good spirit. 3 yellow cards in all. Not a great deal to choose between them, but it's Tyrone who've made the brighter start to this 114th All-Ireland football final, and Tyrone, the challengers, leading the champions by 8 points to 4. Second half is underway. So just 4 points between them. And again, it hots up, but just the steam taken out of it very, very quickly by the presence of the match referee.
Yes, I think Sean Kavanagh again took quite a belt to the head from somebody's knee, and again, there was no need that time actually for Aidan O'Rourke to come in, so I hope this doesn't become a policy to try and intimidate. Like, in general, the spirit of the game was very good throughout the first half, and hopefully it'll continue.
Well, he's down, getting the attention there. Still ruining that inexplicable miss in the first half. One of the best goal chances. All this while, of course, don't forget that Dermot Marsden is still off the Armagh team. He went out as a blood substitute, hasn't reappeared. I've no further news on that. He was replaced by Paddy McKeever, and whether that move is now permanent, I can't tell you. So let's have a look again to see just what might have happened here. As you saw Philip Loughran in there challenging Canavan, and coming out there was Kieran McGeaney.
I think he just bumped his head very severely.
Yeah.
Just going back to the Tyrone formation in the full forward line, they have Stephen O'Neill in the corner, Mulligan now again full forward, and Enda McGinley in the right corner. And they seem to be playing an orthodox full forward line, 3 up.
Well, he's back with the action, and the action will continue with this throw ball involving Kevin Hughes and also Paul McGrain. Gavin Devlin knocked ahead by Kieran McGeaney. Tony McEntee. Still McEntee going through, looking for the first score of the second half. Laying it off to Paddy McKeever. And that has just gone to the right. So the miss by Paddy McKeever, failing to add to his 7 points for the campaign so far. But a very good substitute to be able to bring on McKeever.
Yes, now I notice actually Marsden is going down along the sideline warming up again, so it won't be too long until he's reintroduced.
Devine's kick. And it's Armagh who are trying to take a very firm grip in the opening minutes of this second half. John McEntee to kick this one in. Usually a very accurate distributor. McConville over there with Ryan McMenamin, who got the final touch. The umpire says went off the forward player.
Yeah, surprising that time actually. The normal tactic Armagh apply is to actually pump a ball from that position long and diagonally in towards the square, but to try to again apply a little bit of variation to that. But again, Ryan McMenamin's defending was quality that time and the ball went wide.
Neither side managing to re-establish their rhythm in the game at the start of the second half. 3 minutes old, a game where Armagh has never led. Aidan O'Rourke in there for Paul McGrain, angling it across towards McDonnell, ever the danger man, nicely laid off towards John McEntee, working it in sensibly back towards Tony McEntee this time. 3 Tyrone players alongside him, out towards his brother and twin brother John. McConville's inside, well defended however, punched away by Kieran Gourley. Out it comes towards Conor Gormley, running into a group of Armagh players, and jersey pulled in the end. Free kick. Oh, that's Tony McEntee who's down there injured.
I think it's Paddy McKeever.
Paddy
actually,
McKeever, indeed. So let's see if we've got some further update from the far sideline from Kevin McStay.
Just to say, Ger, Conor Gordy has just got away. Conor Gormley has just got away with a belt just straight to the face there. Must say he was very lucky. The referee just didn't spot it, and he's gotten away with it.
So Tyrone pick it up again with Kavanagh and his midfield partner Kevin Hughes, taking it on past McGrain. And Armagh working the bodies back there. McKeever struggling. They try to get it out with Mallon. They're all a bit untidy. And Philip Jordan there indicating to referee Brian White that there was a loose kick there by an opponent. Here's a chance with O'Neill. Cavlan! Goal! Should have been for Gerard Cavlan. It was as good a goal chance as he's ever going to get.
He had so much time that time. A lovely bit of spotting there by O'Neill. Just watch it. Gives the ball with his left hand to Cavlan. Cavlan is all alone and miffs the shot. An awful miss.
It's the kind of goal that Christy Toy put in for Donegal in the semi-final, but Cavlan couldn't replicate it.
And that's a hat-trick of goals now missed, or goal-scoring opportunities missed by Tyrone. And again, as I said earlier, they may rue this later on.
Here's Andy Mallon being attended to here by the team doctor Sean Digney. The physio is Owen O'Neill if he's required. He's had a great season, Andy Mallon.
Yeah, he's one of those 4 guys that has added a little bit of fresh impetus to the Armagh team. And again, he's very, very, very fast and playing quite effectively actually for his first All-Ireland.
This is Mallon here near the sideline, challenged by Kavanagh. Oof. And he came off second best. Here to one of the many left-footers in the Armagh team. That's a great catch, taken down by McGrain. Here's Aidan O'Rourke. Into space, opportunity perhaps. Breaks nicely for Clark. Outside nicely for McKeever this time. First touch wasn't great, but he was fouled, and it's a free from 20 metres out. Paddy McKeever playing in his 29th championship match for Armagh.
Yeah, Rowan Clark spotted him very well that time, and again Conor Gormley gave the free away, so it does offer an opportunity to McKeever to open his count.
Referee issuing the lecture, and it's another yellow card, this time to Conor Gormley. Conor from Carrickmore. Andy Mallon has been replaced, and coming on is Kieran Hughes. He'll wear number 21. So Armagh freshening up things. They were not prepared to take a chance on young Andy Mallon following the injury a little while ago. McKeever can be so reliable from positions like this, and he demonstrates his prowess brilliantly. First point of the match then from the free for Paddy McKeever. Armagh fans a little bit happier.
I think, Gerard, there's a tactical substitution as well being made with Kieran Hughes coming in. He seems to be taking up an attacking position, so Armagh are content now to leave two right back in the full back line.
Armagh certainly needed that point to stay nicely in touch. It's their first score in the game for 15 minutes. McMenamin, Doer, good shoulder by Tony McEntee. Waiting there is Kevin Hughes, and the boot was flying in. Free kick.
Again, it's noticeable in the first couple of minutes of the second half, the likes of Dooher and Ryan McMenamin are on the ground. They're starting to take very, very, very hefty hits from the Armagh lads, and I think the cumulative effect of this can, tally up towards the end of the match.
So there's an injury to Brian Dooher, playing today in his 30th championship match. This is what happened to Dooher, and it was Tony McEntee coming in, John McEntee in the follow-up there. And they were all surrounding him, including the new man in, Kieran Hughes.
Yeah, but again, it's a good shoulder-to-shoulder charge. There is nothing illegal whatsoever about that.
The attendance this afternoon, by the way, 79,391. Dooher is on the ground once again, out of play, and nobody quite knows what happened. Referee was down very quickly.
I didn't see it now, Gerard. Okay, I think Armagh players are accusing Tyrone of theatrics, and certainly Brian Dooher is on the ground. I don't know how it happened, though.
Well, it happened about 20 metres away from the last piece of action. This is Dooher here, and Paul McGrain coming into him. There was the shoulder, and he made a meal of it.
Made a meal of it, and 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, because Dooher ran right at him.
Now, he was shouldered a little while ago, and as happens in many sports, if you take a number of knocks in the same area, the wound starts to hurt. Yeah, but that's the only thing I can surmise from that. Dooher's back. Game continues. He's flying. Injury, what injury? And you can hear the Armagh fans jeering Brian Dooher, feeling that he was feigning injury just moments ago. Paddy McKeever down. Referee speaking to him. So once again, it'll be another card.
Yes, the game has become very untidy in the first 10 minutes or so of the second half. I think, again, we said beforehand, Gerard, the fear of losing seems to be kicking in with both teams at the moment. Certainly with Tyrone, and they're not going. Both teams are not positive enough.
It's been an awful opening 10 minutes to the half. Absolutely forgettable. Let's hope they can settle down and play football. Only 3 in it, 25 minutes to go. Tyrone of the free kick. Owen Mulligan hasn't scored so far. Peter Canavan is off, remember. And the recurrence of the old ankle injury for Canavan. Mulligan to kick. Will it curl? It's on its way. It's over. Point for a free then from Owen Mulligan. And that means that 6 of Tyrone's scores have come from frees. They lead by 4. His first. Owen Mulligan, very much the young person's idol in Cookstown in County Tyrone the past couple of weeks. Kieran Gourley, again running into strong Armagh defence, and the referee this time blows the whistle in favour of Armagh, is he? He's going to throw it. There were indications initially that he was giving a free for charging by the number 2 Tyrone Gourley when in possession, but it's going to be a throw ball.
Yeah, a little bit of dissent, I think, on the part of the Armagh lads that time. Definitely okay. I think the referee gave the free that time to Armagh, but again there was a punch thrown, I think, by Tony McIntyre or Tony McEntee, and I think the referee rightly has changed the decision.
It was a very definite punch. I didn't see it the first time, but in reprise there, definitely he punched his opponent. And you know what happened in the semi-final where his brother John was concerned, and the brouhaha afterwards. No booking there. O'Rourke threw that one, got away with it. It comes out here towards Kieran Hughes. It's very scrappy. Aidan O'Rourke to bring a bit of order perhaps to it. Paddy McKeever, high challenge by Kevin Hughes. What does the referee do now?
That's a very bad tackle by Kevin Hughes that time. It certainly clotheslined him. It wouldn't be surprised to me if the referee sends him off, because there's been an awful lot of messing going on in the opening period of this second half.
He is very, very fortunate. The referee's patience, I think, is going to wear thin very, very shortly.
Yeah, and here's where leadership comes into play with this. Just look at, again, this tackle. Again, McKeever has the ball. Well, he took him, I suppose, mid-drift and around the neck. Maybe it wasn't as bad the second time I saw it, but definitely another day he could have got a red card.
Paddy McKeever, already he's scored a point from a free, and he's got 2 in a row. Doing the business since coming in off the bench as a replacement for Diarmuid Marsden. And it's 9 points to 6. Again, a game where Armagh has never led. No goals, but plenty of goal-mouth chances. Peter Loughran couldn't hold on to it. It's Brian Dewar instead. Again taking on Loughran. Dewar. McKeever in to close the space as well. Beyond Jordan, on for Kevin Hughes, just yellow carded. Gavin Devlin went down. Hughes once again. 2 men going for the one ball, and it's Ryan McMenamin who has it stolen away from him following the indecision between the 2 of them, and Armagh have possession. McGrain getting it forward there with McGeaney, punting it ahead towards Tony McEntee. And the last challenge was by Tyrone Gourley.
Yeah, for a fellow who came into the game actually with a bad shoulder, Gourley has done very, very well in that corner.
Well, we've seen in the past how Mickey Hart just doesn't like changing things when he doesn't have to. Dewar picks up the scraps. More in the game in the second half. Nicely kicked ahead by Brian McGuigan, who, remember, has come back into the action, having been substituted before half-time. And Diarmuid Marsden has been stitched up, and he's going to come in, and it's going to be in place of Ronan Clark.
Yes, but it must be said again, Ger, that the play so far in the second half has been very, very disjointed, very scrappy. And again, you know, the key players need to start stamping their authority on it. I'm talking about the likes of McGeaney for Armagh, and again, around the middle of the park, the likes of Sean Kavanagh for Tyrone.
They're just trying to eke out a victory somehow. McMenamin, Cavlin, ahead for Tyrone Gourley. Has a couple of yards ahead of McEntee, closing in. McEntee wrestles, and the referee whistles free in. Busy afternoon for referee Brian White. His 2 linesmen are Paddy Russell from Tipperary and Aidan Mangan from Kerry.
Yes, he showed commendable patience actually with both sets of players, and I think he's refereed it very well today actually, just apart from that one maybe where he mightn't have spotted McEntee throwing a punch. The rest of his refereeing has been a lot of common sense.
That's kicked in there by Stephen O'Neill. Wide of the target. This is the player who was an all-star just 2 seasons ago, but a combination of injuries and then his form dipped a little bit and he lost his place. Well, what a man to be able to bring back in. That's McGuigan racing across there. Great decision to bring him back in. Stephen O'Neill stumbling. McGuigan comes. The boot went in. Play continues. Back out to Jared Cavlin. Tyrone needing a score to settle them. It won't come there.
Well, certainly they're destroying their period of ascendancy with that type of shooting. They've kicked a couple of very bad wides during this last couple of minutes when they've had a couple of good opportunities.
And some of those shots have been so unhurried. I mean, they were unnecessary to balloon them. Dropped by McGrain. Tyrone have it back. Good period of supremacy, and it's lost to John McEntee. Should have been going the other way, and instead Armagh can peg it back here. Tony McEntee, can he go for a point? Going through McMenamin, dished off. And that is another one for Armagh. And it's Diarmuid Marsden announcing himself on his return. First kick at the target in the second half for him. First point. It's getting tighter, 9-7.
And again, a mistake by Tyrone at the other end of the field. Good work by McEntee. Again, if you see the mistake, good interception that time. I think it was Tony McEntee or one of the McEntees. And again, punished very, very well by Tyrone or by Armagh.
Well, they're identical twins, the McEntees. The only way I can ever identify them is John kicks with the left and Tony kicks with the right. Gourley. Again, Tyrone pick it up. Show a bit of pace with Stephen O'Neill there. Lots of steps, but it's going to be a free in.
Actually, it seems to me, Gerard, that if Tyrone continue to run at the Armagh defence, they are drawing fouls from that defence, and it could be their most productive way of going on to win this All-Ireland.
It certainly is a tactic they could well employ. We're heading into the last quarter. It's anybody's title. Mickey Hart pacing up and down the sideline here. Mulligan to kick. McGeaney has been ticked off for that last foul. That's nicely directed by Mulligan. 2 points from frees now for Owen Mulligan on a day when so many of Tyrone's scores have come from frees. 7 in all so far. 5 for Canavan, who's now departed the scene. 2 for Mulligan. And there are 3 points separating these sides. 10-7. Tense. Can Armagh hold on to their title and do the 2 in a row? McGrain would like to think so. He was one of the stars of last year. Created the goal for Oisin McConville at about this stage in the game. That's won well by Sean Kavanagh. Another under-21 star outside to Kevin Hughes. Calm. Gavin Devlin always playing it away quickly with his hands. Doesn't ever hold on too long. Out to McGinley, who scraps hard. Into Stephen O'Neill. Getting good possession, good target man. McGuigan trying to worm his way through. Little block on the ball through. Cavalin coming in to chase. His boot went in, however, as Kieran McGeaney was going down to pick up. Free kick.
Just look at the number of players around the middle third of the field. It's absolutely saturated there with players at the moment.
This is McDonald. If he can get the ball inside, given decent opportunities, he'll score. But he's very far out from target. He's taken 2 of them on. McDonald, a real hit and hope one. Will it have the distance? Dropping in towards Marsden. Bats out again. Beyond McEntee. And McKeever. Paddy McKeever holding it up. Trying to burst his way through. It's not easy. And the referee saw an arm coming in. And there's a Tyrone player down just off the ball. There he is.
Yeah, there's definitely an incident there. I think a Tyrone player came flying in at an Armagh player, and a punch was thrown. I think it's Philip Jordan has gone down, but I think he made a run at somebody. I think it was at Marsden. But
it is Marsden. He's isolating Marsden, and he's going across to his umpires, Martin.
Yeah, I just saw it out of the corner of my eye, but definitely it'll be somebody going off this time.
Philip Jordan is the injured party. Brian White now has to make the big decision. Are Armagh to lose one of their 15? And will it be the highly influential Diarmuid Marsden, who missed a lot of the final through injury, came on and kicked a point a little while back? But did he hit him? This is the question. Now, we can see the repeat of this. The referee can't. The referee is speaking to him. This is what happened. That's McKeever. Now, watch once again here. It went out to McEntee. Didn't quite see it there.
No, it's off the ball, actually. It's off camera, I think. But I noticed that Jordan ran at Marsden. I don't know what happened subsequent to that. There's your red.
21 minutes are gone. and Armagh have lost a player. 21 minutes into the second half. Diarmuid Marsden is sent off.
Well, we had said it, Jared, that it was coming. Whoever was going to fall next was going to be sent off. But honestly, I think in this circumstance, he may be a little bit unlucky, because I felt that Jordan ran it in there. Again, I only saw it out of the corner of my eye, so I cannot say it definitively. But Marsden certainly is going.
Take a look at it again here. We may be able to see it from this angle. There he is towards the top. Now, did Philip Jordan go in on top of Marsden?
Well, that's what I thought. That's what I said originally.
In that case, the referee, not having seen the incident, consulting his umpire, may have been given the wrong information, and Marsden is gone, and Armagh, the champions, are down to 14. 10-7, 15-14 in players. There's a push there by Loughran on Ryan McMenamin. Mulligan inside for Jared Cavlin, missed a goal chance about 5 minutes back. Dropped short, easy for Paul Hearty. Well, this is really now putting it up to the 2002 champions, up against this year's Ulster champions, their neighbours from Tyrone, Francie Bellew. Armagh playing it tight and slowing it down a little bit, trying to work their way into scoring opportunities. There's another Tyrone player down injured. Brian Dewar this time. Tony McEntee, the nearest Armagh man, wearing number 15. On this occasion, it's Aidan Mangan, the linesman, who's guiding referee Brian White, and Brian White's telling Dewar, up you get, and if you try that again, I think from his body language is saying, you're going to get sent off.
Well, that's the second or third time I think Brian has been down. Okay.
Oh, there was an elbow.
There was an elbow lifted, all right.
Yeah,
certainly.
there was. Kieran McGeeney speaking to Brian White.
Yes, and speaking about Kieran hasn't managed to get into the game to the extent that we expected him, or to the extent that our man need him, and a huge last quarter is required from him.
So the yellow card score, 3 yellow cards, 1 red card, however, for Diarmuid Marsden. So 4 yellow cards in all for Armagh, 3 for Tyrone. About 12 minutes are left of the 2003 Bank of Ireland football final. Oisin McConville, just 1 point, that from a free. John McEntee got an early point in the match for Armagh. I think it was their first. This one he spilled wide.
It must be said, Tyrone have the upper hand at the moment, and Armagh are not able to get into that last third of the field and actually punish them and, you know, have a penetrative attack that might bring about a goal that is so badly needed. And you can see Joe very angry about it all.
Well, they've been saying in the past that in a tight finish, Armagh would prevail. Will they?
I don't know, but that's the second time that the ball hasn't cleared the 20-metre line. It should have been a free in.
Francie Bellew with the challenge. Player going down there is Kieran Gourley. That'll test his injured shoulder. Play continues. Tyrone temporarily down to 14, but that's because of the injury to Gourley off the field. Aidan O'Rourke. Armagh needing scores. 7 points, I think they'll field is miserable for their efforts over the first hour of the contest. That's a nice ball in. Here's an opportunity for Kieran Hughes, and the referee has whistled. It's against Conor Gormley, and Conor Gormley is spoken to. He's already had a yellow card, but this time the referee is happy that a free-in will do. And Armagh are bringing in Barry O'Hagan and replacing John McEntee. Last year, McEntee went off injured. Oisin McConville kicking and putting it over for his second pointed free. They tighten the screw a little. There are 2 between them, 10-8. Still Tyrone are leading. McConville with his second then. 10 points to 8. Conor Gormley, the one who was committing the foul just before that. And remember, as I said, he was on a yellow card. And if the referee were to literally to interpret the rules as they are, that would have been a second yellow and a red. Peter Canavan is preparing to come back in. They're using up the 5 substitutes very, very wisely as O'Neill storms ahead. And he kicks and he puts it over. Stephen O'Neill, his first point. What a substitute. We've always known him to be a terrific player, and there was a moment when a cool head was needed. He provided it and got the vital score to keep that length between the two teams, and Armagh trailing still by 3. Paddy McKeever. Oh, there's bad marking. Mulloughlin was in. Here's McConville, and it spills away and it's gone wide. It was a great chance, but the backs did really well. They covered back, they took responsibility, and they were prepared to put their bodies in where it was going to hurt.
Yeah, Conor Gormley got back very well that time. Oisin McConville tried to unload it to Philip Loughran. Poor hand pass though, and the opportunity went to begging.
This is great play by the management of Tyrone, bringing back Peter Canavan to give them the vital leadership for the remaining 7-8 minutes of the 114th All-Ireland final. They're using up the 5 subs now available in a way that many coaches have not done, in my experience, in the past championship season.
Yes, and I notice also they have brought on Collie Holmes in the left corner at the moment. I'm not sure who's gone off.
Collie Holmes is number 19. This is Philip Jordan. Storming ahead is Stephen O'Neill. Man who got that last point for them. Francie Bellew to cut it out. Played forward for Kieran Hughes. Back with Enda McNulty. Will he be picking up a second All-Ireland winners' medal? Barry O'Hagan just in. This is the captain, Kieran McGeeney. And again they run into a cul-de-sac, and it's virtually impossible to get any kind of latitude. Armagh happy to play it through the centre. Tyrone wanted to play it out to the wings, use their pace and their numerical advantage. Kicked in by O'Hagan. 2 players going for the one ball, and it's taken back by Conor Gormley, linking up with his goalkeeper John Devine. Out towards Ryan McMenamin. Played away down to Sean Kavanagh. Showing the effort at this stage. Philip Jordan. Tyrone looking to hold on to their lead. That's a hidden hope, but it missed by Bellew. It's taken up by Cavlin. Here's Mulligan, roared on by the crowd. McNulty trying to close him in. This could be it, and it's gone wide.
Oh, what a day for misses from that full forward line, that much vaunted full forward line.
Oh, heavens above. Gerard Cavlin's going off. Peter Canavan is coming on. It's a Canavan for a Cavlin, but the leader is in to guide his forces after the misses. Those horrible goal chances that have been spurned by his team. Will he lead them over the finishing line now with 6 minutes to go?
Well, certainly I think they need a goal down at the far end. Armagh need a goal, and Mulligan is suffering from severe cramp.
The fans were suffering a few minutes ago when he plays that one wide.
Yeah, and a great ball that time from Cavlin, who's just been taken off. Again, Mulligan should have put it away to put 4 points in it at worst.
Well, somebody could produce a horror video, you know, of the wides in this particular final, the goal chances that were missed, and Sean Kavanagh missed one of them. But it won't matter, because at the end of the day, the history books will record 2003 was won by one of these. Dooher. That's Kieran McGeeney. He's prepared to carry the fight. 3 points in it. Armagh looking for a goal to tie it up. Last time we had a draw in the All-Ireland final was 2000. And the bookies were saying 7-1 today against such a possibility.
Yeah, there's so much tension here. Normally you get tension earlier in the match, Ger, but there's so much tension has come into the game in the last 10 minutes or so. And another card, I think, this time for Brian McGuigan.
So that's 4 for Tyrone. It won't matter. It's about playing out the remaining 5 minutes of the All-Ireland football final. McKeever trying to hold on, trying to build a platform from which Armagh can produce something special. McDonnell. They're down to 14, remember. And this time it's Gavin Devlin who's back, taking it again out to Stephen O'Neill. Are Tyrone to win Sam Maguire for the first time ever? They'll never have a better chance. Up against the champions, Mulligan's in. Hearty keeps a cool head. McNulty's available and can counter-attack. Still there'll be added time to be played, so you could be talking 7, possibly even 8 minutes.
Yeah, but just look at the other side of the field, the number of Tyrone backs that have gone inside their 45-metre line. The place is saturated. They have swarmed back. They're going to make it very, very difficult for Armagh to get the goal that they so badly need.
Only one attacker for Tyrone. Peter Canavan's even back there. And the weight of numbers is paying off. And this is Canavan And this is Kavanagh. Again, sturdy performances by one and all. This is the substitute, Collie Holmes. He was storming in training. They were having to tell him to ease up a little bit. He was playing for a place in the starting 15, which didn't quite materialise in his case. Line ball to Armagh. McGeaney to take, team captain. It reaches Paul McGrain. The champions need a goal. They need it now. McGrain kicking in for the 14 men. It breaks away agonisingly there from Kieran Hughes, and Tyrone can break downfield with Mulligan near the sideline, taking on Enda McNulty. Just need to hold. He's going forward like a train heading into the Ulster gap. Back it comes towards Enda McGinley. Doesn't quite carry. Paul Hearty. And again they're giving the onus back to Armagh. But it's so frustrating against the team with all the bodies back there.
Yeah, they get everybody back, and then the raiding party launches itself. And again, that time kicking the ball into the goalie's hand is an awful waste.
It breaks this time kindly for Tony McAtee. There's an opportunity. Oh, what a chance of a goal! And it fell to Stevie McDonnell. And it was Conor Gormley who denied Armagh a levelling up goal in a dramatic finish. What a block by a man who mightn't have even been on the field had the referee given him a second yellow about 5 minutes back. Stevie McDonnell was looking for another goal to add to his impressive tally for the season.
That was a supreme display of instinctive defensive work by the right half-back Conor Gormley that time. The way he came in and McDonnell got his body in front of him. He's down injured, but by God, if they win that game today, they can certainly erect a monument to Gormley up in Tyrone.
McDonnell is down injured. 2 points from play for the day. Watch it again here. Watch Conor Gormley. This is McDonnell, and there was the block. Brilliantly effected. It saved Tyrone. It may mean the cup is going to that particular part of Mid-Ulster. 1.5 minutes of actual playing time left. Well, they're doing the safety announcement here, but I'm sure as we watch this with Oisin McConville kicking his third point, the important thing now is that there are just a couple of points, 2 between them. Still time to play, and Armagh fans will believe they can still do it. 11, 9 and 3 minutes of added time to be played. They'll have to live on their nerves.
Again, they must keep attacking. Tyrone must keep attacking. They mustn't become too defensively concentrated, or they could offer Armagh a chance.
The championship season has come down to this. The last 3.5 minutes. Sean Kavanagh, for the team looking to win the cup for the first time, denied by Kieran McGeaney. Dropped outside here towards Aidan O'Rourke. Held in possession by Peter Canavan. Free kick. That would have been a yellow, I think, had the game been back about 20 minutes back. It's punched out this time by Collie Holmes. Everybody is back minding the house. Out to Brian Doore. Is he about to win an All-Ireland medal when some said they'd eat hats if he did? Ryan McMenamin. Great play, just holding it up down there. That's all he needs to do. Back on his feet. He's got Gourley alongside him. Into space it comes to McGuigan, stepping up quickly, but in steps Francie Bellew. The wrestle tackle by Owen Mulligan. He's gone down, and the referee will hold up the play. But we're into the time added on. Yeah, 3 minutes to go.
That's cynical now, because definitely Tyrone just want to keep the ball up at that end, foul if at all possible, just prevent Armagh from building anything up.
It's a yellow card for Owen Mulligan. Chris Lawn is coming in for the last couple of minutes, and he's replacing Conor Gormley, who made that game-saving challenge on Stevie McDonald. Each side has created the same number of scoring chances up to this point, 20 per team. If Armagh get a goal now, they'll deny Tyrone and they'll win the cup. What's to happen? Nicely forward by Andrew McCann. It's a bad ball, but then again, he hadn't as many targets to aim at. Tyrone have the men back. Cormac McAnallen's played a good game. Out it comes from Chris Lawn. Out towards midfielder Sean Kavanagh. Another 2 minutes to play. Dooher into the clear. Armagh could do it a score, or Tyrone could do it a score here. They might just get it. They have. Stephen O'Neill has kicked a second point. It might now be enough. A goal would still level it for Armagh in a gripping final few minutes. But Tyrone fans now believe their side, which has led from the start, will lead to the finish. 12-9. And the referee is calling across Peter Canavan this time. And he's got a yellow card. He's still on. The captain's there. Will he receive Sam? Will he win his All-Ireland medal? 1 minute to play. 79,391 enthralled here at Croke Park, and millions more worldwide watching on TV. Paul McGrain committing the challenge there, and another high challenge immediately afterwards is by Stevie McDonnell. The referee deciding there's no need for taking notebooks out of this stage. Game's almost up. I make it 30 seconds. It's at the referee's discretion. Armagh look to be out. Well, they look like they've lost their title. Tyrone look like they're about to win theirs for the first time ever. The referee looks at his watch. It's with Kevin Hughes. It's down there into the space, into Enda McGinley. Tyrone hold. What they hold at this stage they will keep, or at least hope to do so. It's gone wide.
Well, this will be a sweet victory for Tyrone. To deny your neighbours immortality makes it twice as sweet. And to become the 19th team ever to win an All-Ireland, Ger.
They've done it! Tyrone are the All-Ireland champions. Mickey Hart has led a team through minor success, under-21 success, and the biggest success of all, on the biggest day in Gaelic football in 2003. Tyrone, the 19th ever team to win the All-Ireland Senior Football Championship. They led from the beginning. They've won by 3. They've denied Armagh, and Tyrone fans crying tears of joy. They're swarming onto the field. Scenes of absolute delight. How they will celebrate in Moy, how they'll celebrate in Benburb and Cookstown and Omagh, and all those wonderful places where Sam will now be taken. Places that I'm sure will enjoy wonderful moments in the next few days and weeks. Peter Canavan has led them to the promised land. He was not to be denied. It's Tyrone's trophy. It's Tyrone's day. They're champions.
Well, certainly, if you thought last year was raucous, it's going to compare with nothing but what you're going to have this evening. And again, the land of O'Neill, they give us such famous sons as, Eddie Jones, the Donnellys, the McGuigans, the McKennas, the O'Higgins, the Donaghys. Such an apt finish to the championship season to see a new team being crowned All-Ireland champions. It's a wonderful day for football.
What a day it's been for Tyrone. What a year. Bear in mind, they won the league here. They won the Ulster title here. They are unbeaten, and they are now All-Ireland champions, and Sam Maguire is theirs.
And they have challenged and defeated the old order, and I'll tell you, they have done it maybe not with the greatest of style, but certainly with some resolution. And again, credit Mickey Hart, credit Canavan. Such a consummation to a long career. If ever a player deserved an All-Ireland, it was him. Wouldn't have been his greatest game today, but he steadied the nerve early on, getting those vital points from frees. And again, as I said, the party is only starting, and it'll go on for weeks afterwards. It'll be mad.
It was a minor miracle, Martin, that Peter Canavan was able to play in the first place. And I know one group of fans, the Dunmore ladies who play in County Galway in a final tonight, will be absolutely delighted. But Joe Kernan has experienced the joy of victory and the sheer agony of defeat.
And that's one dignified man, let me tell you, Ger. He will take that defeat, chest out, chin up, head up, and he will walk away from it, no regrets. Okay, obviously apart from losing it, but at the same time, I think it was Tyrone's day from the word go. They were never led from, they were 8-4 up at half time. Again, O'Neill came in with some great scores in the second half. Mulligan took up the place kicking duties very, very effectively, and for me, I thought Conor Gormley had a very, very fine all-round display.
Yes, and that's the same guy who had a foul called against him when he was on a yellow, and still managed to stay on, and my goodness, was he needed. He was very badly needed. He made that absolutely brilliant block on Stephen McDonnell to deny Armagh an equalising goal, as it would have been at that stage, and is still. It's all over. But Tyrone are having the day of days.
Yeah, the way things panned out, that was the defining moment of the game, actually. McDonnell goal that time, who knows how it would have gone.
And you think when you look through the subs list today, Martin, as we can hear, there's the family, by the way, in to share the joy with Mickey Hart and Paddy Talley and Father Gerard McAleer. But you look at the subs list, all these young guys who've won minor All-Ireland,
right,
under 21. It just goes to show you, Tyrone is not the biggest county in Ireland, but if the structures are right and you want to play football and want to play it really, really well and challenge the best, this is how to do it.
You look at secondary school football in Noma and Dungannon. You look at the quality under 21 and minor teams that they have had. You look at the quality club teams they've had over the years, and all of that has fed into a very, 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 the top Gaelic football team in the country now. And again, it shouldn't be forgotten the impact and the contribution that Art McGrory made and that Eugene McKenna made, because they put this team in place. And okay, when Mickey came in this year, he invested a lot of faith in Gavin Devlin, the centre half back. He reinvigorated the likes of Brian McGuigan, who was in and out of the team. And again, he got an awful lot of football out of Gerard Cavan, who hadn't really shown his best form over the years. But the players that I'm particularly happy for are Brian Dewar at right half forward, winning his first All-Ireland medal ever, and Gerard Cavan on the other wing.
Right, let's go down to the sideline, get some immediate reaction, and our reporter down there among the crowds, Marty Morrissey.
Sean Kavanagh and John Devine, congratulations first of all on a historic achievement, but can you put into words for me the way you feel at this moment?
It's just unbelievable. You just look out there and you see all the fans, and it just proves how happy people are in Tyrone at the minute. We've been waiting for this with 2 chances, and it's proved third time lucky. It's a dream come true for everyone in Tyrone. Just speechless.
It's an amazing achievement. League champions, Ulster champions, and now that elusive All-Ireland.
And it's great to get the league the last couple of years. But then it is the one we wanted. We always concentrate on this. I worked so hard to get us this year. It's all paid off now.
Well, John Devine, wonderful year for you, and you have another 21 next Saturday.
Yeah, I suppose it's brilliant now to win today, like especially with the boys. It means so much to the county at this stage, The next Saturday, we have to put it into perspective. I suppose it's an all big game as well, and we have to be thankful at this stage. But today is unbelievable. I think it's going to change our lives forever. Today we're a made man, I think.
Tell me the role of Mickey Hart, because he's a unique and wonderful man.
He's unbelievable. The man's pure passion. If we can do half as well as he tells us to do, we should have done this here years ago. It's unbelievable. The man's just pure passion.
Thank you very much, both Sean and John. Back to you.
It's been a very historic and very dramatic day here at Croke Park. Not the greatest game of football ever, but who cares? If you're a Tyrone follower, you have beaten the champions. Just look at this moment here as Joe Kernan congratulated Peter Canavan just moments ago there. One of the wonderful moments here at Croke Park. And all those people, the portents of doom over the last 4 or 5 weeks, saying this is going to be a horrid final, they don't like one another, and all the rest of the rubbish. It's been shown for what it is, complete garbage, because quite honestly, there's rivalry, an intense rivalry, but we've seen today sporting rivalry at its best.
Yes, and I thought it was an insult to the 2 participants who have actually predicted that, and we called it before, and that we thought it would be a very, very good contest. Maybe not the greatest game of football, but certainly not having the acrimony and the kind of the poison and the venom that a lot of people have predicted.
So it's time for the presentation. Disappointed Armagh fans, but they will leave Croke Park realising that their team just weren't quite good on the day.
For the respect he showed the national anthem out on the field today. In Ireland, then Mr. Des Cowley, or Norah, the Bank of Ireland, I pay tribute to Undoyan and particularly St. Banachty, to our due exiles across the waters. Monamoor, Egdal, Go Arvaka. Outstanding champions in 2002. Wonderful athletes and ambassadors and gallant runners-up here today. Cormahogi Arvaka. But Sam has a brand new home in the terrific county of Tyrone. agus an éis caution outcome on Colin Brother. This iconic figure who thrills with his football skills, and so comes to an end a long, long wait as I present this Sam to Peter the Great.
Sean Kelly with the presentation, Peter Canavan with Sam, and Tyrone become the 6th Ulster county to lift the trophy. Tyrone are the 2003 Bank of Ireland football champions. Our congratulations to them. What a scene, what a setting. What a night they'll have here in Dublin. What a day they'll all have tomorrow. And what a welcome Sam and the team will receive and deserve. People everywhere here, up on their seats. Even as I'm speaking right now, the fellas are standing on the desk next to me. Everybody wants to get a view and a glimpse. And listen to Peter.
Tyrone coming to Glasgow and Taoiseach agus a cearda go there. It's more an honour due on Corn Shaw, Sam Maguire, a Glacu or Sean Foran, Tyrone, agus our son Muncher Tyrone. Bawaiklam Falcha, Sam go Tyrone. I can't think of a better position or a better place to be in right now anywhere in the world than where I'm standing. Words will not do justice my feelings or the feelings of these players here at this precise moment. There's a lot of people that got us to this position. We have a superb management team and backroom staff. I cannot name everybody that has helped us. There's so many people have played their part, but I would like to thank the backroom team of Mickey Moyna, Jim Curran, Frank Campbell, Seamus Cassidy, Siobhan and Sharon and Francie Gooley. The backup management to Mickey was Father Jared, our spiritual leader, and Paddy Talley. Whenever Paddy Talley came in as trainer of the Tyrone senior team, a lot of people questioned his credentials. Paddy, for the rest of your life, you can now say you trained the All-Ireland champions. There's a lot of other people that I want to mention. First of all, the Tyrone senior teams that I played on from the early 90s, the men of 86 who ignited a flame that's still burning, and for all those players who played on county teams without success, this is for you. There's two people in particular I want to mention. Two people who played a big part in the personalities of myself and the personalities of this team. One person who would be the proudest man in Ireland if he's here is my father. The other man who has shaped a lot of these players and has shaped their characters and his personality, his spirit still lives in that team, is Paul McGear. I'm not finished yet. It took me a long time to get here. There's also, sorry, Hub. There's two men who have been with Tyrone teams for many a year, and they've played a large part in the makeup and the shape of this team at the minute. And they're great Tyrone Gaels, who I want to pay respect to now, is Art McCurry and Eugene McKenna. Our sponsors, who have shown great loyalty. Willie John Dolan, who stuck with us through thick and thin. You've got your moment of glory now, Willie John. It's normal at this time to slate off the media. I'm not going to be any different. They compared Tyrone to the British Army. Once we crossed the border, we had no power. I think we've a bit of power now. There was individuals on this team questioned, both management, players who they said had no guts, who couldn't do it on the big day, and so on. I think we've earned a bit of respect today. There's one man that I haven't forgot to mention. He's been the crucial link in these boys winning All-Ireland minor titles, All-Ireland under-21 titles. And now, Mickey, you've managed the All-Ireland champions. Mickey Hart. It's been a great year for the two Mickey Harts. One of them became famous for singing "We've Got the World Tonight." This Mickey is going to be singing "We've Got the Psalm Tonight." Again, Mickey, words can't describe what you've done for me, what you've done for this team, but you know it. Finally, I think it's only but right that we pay our respect to last year's All-Ireland champions, Armagh. Hip hip, hip hip, hip hip. And I only hope that as players and as a team, we carry ourselves as well as they did and are as graceful in victory as they were for last year, both to the players and to their management. I think I've said enough. It's time to take Sam to Tyrone.